So we left off at slide 6, and I'm just talking to the recording. I'm not talking to you. I know you just told me. All right. The American Social Compact is exclusive, our government, military, etc. It's only meant to secure our rights, the rights of the American citizen. We don't have any sort of duty to secure the rights of foreign persons, say the founders, not Jonathan Parker. My opinion is not on that screen. We have to respect their rights. We are under no obligation to secure them. Now let's talk about that. Well, we'll get there in a minute. So the text of the Constitution attempts to embody the social compact theory and make it effective. The key provisions here relating to the presidency and the war power can be found in Article 2, Section 8, as well as Article 1, Section 8. So now we come to the discussion. Are there moral wars? Cadence, I believe, said World War II last time we met. Have there been other moral wars? Would it be moral, for instance, if we intervened militarily in the conflict in Ukraine right now, with the pictures coming to light over the weekend about the possible Russian war crimes being committed? Oh, there have been all sorts of pictures coming out of AP, Reuters, fairly reputable news sources of civilians, Russians shot with their hands tied behind their back. The civilians, not the Russians. What'd you say, Cadence? Mass graves. Yeah. Would it be moral for us to get involved militarily in light of those circumstances now that we know about them? Natalie, what do you say? I didn't quite hear you.
I don't know. It depends on how far it goes. I guess you could say because it could start another world war if we're not careful, but at the same time, it could be helpful.
Yeah, and that's been the whole thing with this Ukraine conflict, hasn't it? We're trying to handle it without sparking World War III. Yeah. So do we have a duty to help foreign people? Yeah, I would say we do. The World War II example Cadence gave on Thursday would be a great example of that. Ukraine, we can all, I mean, there have been a lot of ways to help, donating to the Ukrainian Red Cross, donating to the Army via the Ukrainian bank. Many ways. Opening your homes if you live in Europe and are closer to the conflict, to refugees, which I know people have done. All sorts of things that you can do without picking up a gun and going to fight. Now, people have chosen to do that, too, who are not Ukrainian. I think we had there was one guy that came over from the States that gave a report, that gave an interview to, I believe it was CNN, and said, "I just like to shoot things." I don't think the Ukrainians we're in a position to be picky about that. All right, just don't shoot us. Yeah. This is a strictly, this whole thing, we're speaking from a strictly constitutional perspective here. Obviously, opinions can differ, and we can agree to disagree. So the powers of the president cannot be understood in a vacuum. We have to look at Congress in order to really understand war, because the founders, in their wisdom, as a check and a balance, gave the president and Congress concurrent jurisdiction over foreign affairs. The president can make and sign treaties. Congress, the Senate in particular, has to ratify them. The president is commander-in-chief of the military, but it's Congress that has to declare a war. His primary job, the president's, is to make sure that the laws that Congress pass are faithfully executed, whether he likes them or not. They all have to be faithfully executed. That's part of the job. We good here? No, we're not. Okay.